Hello everyone, you are on the Dragon channel. Please subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about the new video, as well as put likes and write comments so that the video is promoted. Have a good viewing. The Amazing Spider-Man, Vicious Circle is an experimental comic book where famous Marvel authors gathered to practice their creativity. Each team continues the story from where the previous one finished. All this should miraculously turn into a unique story about Spider-Man, and it turned out. The best image for understanding the plot is depicted on the cover, a roller coaster. Here Spider-Man is fighting in space with AIM. Here he falls to the ground, he is surrounded by crazy animatronics, werewolves are lurking around the corner, some strange voice is constantly trying to establish contact. Here is Wolverine, and we still have to make it to Aunt May's birthday. Each segment, a couple of pages, is written and drawn by a different team, from which the book constantly changes the mood, tonality and dynamics. A second ago we had a spy thriller, and a page later an absurd fantasy with elements of body horror. And no breaks, just action, and the headache of Peter Parker, who is trying to realize and stop this farce. If you are waiting for deep revelations from history, piercing drama or new killers in the Spider-Verse entourage, then you have the wrong address. The very fact that the comic didn't fall apart by the third team is already a miracle. This, again, is an exercise for creative people, which we were allowed to take a look at. It is crazy, but that's why it is fascinating. And taking into account the fact that such phenomenal people as Greg Smallwood, Michael and Laura Allred and others draw here, this game also becomes wildly beautiful. A special pleasure is additional materials, without which the experience of getting acquainted with history cannot be called full-fledged. Firstly, there is a correspondence where the writers are trying to figure out how to complete the comic book at all, where Spider-Man has just vomited spiders at the side of the Punisher. Secondly, the scenario with sketches, which turned into the last segment of the book. Considering how crazy the comic is, it is such materials that best complement its story. You see live how the authors throw ideas that some of them fly off on the threshold and so on. Rereading the last segments with these comments is a separate kind of pleasure. A TPB format edition with a glossy cover, the entire comic book and the above mentioned additional materials got into our hands. Ramona Publishing House has prepared other editions of the comic book with different covers. All of them are collected here. The Amazing Spider-Man, A Vicious Circle is a hot potato and a carbon monoxide action movie for the evening, which gives guaranteed entertainment thanks to the growing madness and absurdity. The mainstream definitely needs such comics so that the characters, authors, and readers themselves do not find themselves in stagnation. So if you like the beaten adventures with werewolves and a hellish amusement park, then The Amazing Spider-Man, Vicious Circle should already be on the shelf.
Thank you.